Hello, today I'm going to share my Winterween TBR with you. This is a readathon hosted by Gabby from Gabby Reads, running from January 10th to the 16th. The focus is to bring spooky season to different parts of the year. This happens in the winter for Winterween and in the summer for Summerween. I've participated in some iteration of this readathon at least 3 or 4 times at this point, probably more, and I'm going to share my possible reads with you today. So the 5 prompts are to read a book in the dark or at night, to read a horror or thriller book, to read a book with a house on the cover or in the title, read a horror book published 5 or more years ago, and read a novella, manga, or listen to a spooky audiobook. So really easy prompts to fit. The hardest one for me is the 5 years or older horror book, but I have some options. So this is kind of my list of possibilities. I have a top contender for each pick, but depending on different things, maybe I will want to read something different. So for the horror book published 5 or more years ago, I have 4 options from my shelves. I have 2 from Darcy Coates' Parasite. This is a sci-fi horror, and Small Horrors, which is a collection of 50 creepy stories. So these are 2 of my options. Another one is Mongrels by Stephen Graham Jones. This is werewolf horror. And my final option is Rosemary's Baby by Ira Levin. This one is the oldest one, and I think this is my top choice because I have been trying to read books from my shelves. I've been doing some vlog series focusing on that. At the end of the last episode in 2024, I had a list of 7 books that I had to read in January and February or unhaul. These were books that I had on my shelves before 2024, and I just want them gone. I don't want them sitting on my shelves anymore. And this was one of them, so I think this is my top priority. I have the audiobook for this one. I'm a little scared because I don't tend to love older books, but this is one of the few that I'm willing to give a go still. So I do have 4 options for this prompt, but I can see this one being my pick. Okay, now we're going to go over the prompt that is to read a book with house in the title or a house on the cover. So I have 2 that fit both. The first one is Every House is Haunted by Ian Rogers. This has houses on the cover. My edition has houses on the spine. This is a short story collection, so I'm not sure if I will get to this one, but it's a bunch of different kinds of creepy haunted house stories. So I think this could be a fun one to get to. The other option I have that has house in the title and on the cover is Man Fuck This House by Brian Asman. I think this is in the vein of House of Leaves, We Used to Live Here, those kinds of stories. And this is another one that has been on my shelves that I need to read in January or February, so very high contender. And then I have 3 more that have houses on the cover. The first one is The Ehrlich Undoing by Cassandra Celia. Look at that creepy foredge, as they're apparently called. This is following someone who gets a letter from her estranged deceased grandma, and it seems like she is inheriting a house, and her mother is trying to kind of threaten her to not even open the letter, so she runs away and I guess goes to the house. Another one is Kin by Keelan Patrick Burke. There's a house on the cover and there's also one on the back. I have read 4 from Keelan Patrick Burke before and really enjoyed all of them. This is by far the longest one. This is following someone who is the sole survivor of a nightmare that claimed her friends, and a family of cannibalistic lunatics are closing in on her. Incredible. And then the last one I have is The Family Plot by Megan Collins. This is following a woman whose brother went missing years ago. Her father dies recently. They dig up the family grave, plot for him that they have. I guess they have a home cemetery, and her brother happens to be in it. So, wonder what's going on with that. So these are my 5 options for books with house in the title or on the cover. Once again, I think this one is my top option, but you never know. I could feel like reading one of these other ones. Now I have some novella options. I would say that Man Fuck This House and Rosemary's Baby would both count as a novella if I want to use it for this instead, but I have some more options for my shelves. 4 to be exact. This really is the size of one kind of standard book. So first I have Antenora by Dory Lumpkin. This is religious horror. Then I have Magnum Opus by Caitlin Marceau. This is a bookseller who wants her book to do so well that she is willing to murder her best friend. Standalone by Paul Michael Anderson. This is a sci-fi slasher, and another one that I have to read in January or February. And then Straight by Chuck Tingle. I don't even know what this is about. Is this kind of sci-fi? Mass hysteria that specifically targets cisgender straight people. That's hilarious. Incredible. So all of these sound really, really good to me. My top priority is probably Standalone because it needs to go off of my shelves very soon. But I could see myself picking up any of these, specifically Magnum Opus and Straight, because I've given both of these authors 5 stars before, and the other 2 are new to me authors. Then we have the prompt to read a horror or thriller book. Also for the last one, it could be novella, ebook, or audiobook, but I'm already planning on reading some with audio, and I had some novellas I was really interested in, so that's why I went with that. I have 5 books that I have that are all thrillers because all of my other options so far have been horror books. So I definitely want to read a thriller. So I have The Hungry Dark by Jen Williams. I gave her previous thriller 5 stars. They're a little bit slower, but I still really enjoy them. A scam artist psychic races to find the answers for these macabre murders that are happening. Psychics and books are very fun. I also have Drowning by TJ Newman. This is following a plane that crashes in the ocean and people trying to survive. Then I have Somewhere Like Home by Sarah Shepard, who is the author of the Pretty Little Liars series. We are following this character who gets a call from her friend who has disappeared from her life, and now she finds out she has a son and lives off-grid with a group of women in a community designated to share the load of motherhood. It seems like it's kind of a cult book. Then we have The Vacation by John Mars. Set in Venice Beach, people are running from something and that's where they end up. And they all have secrets they'd kill to keep. And then The Chamber by Will Dean. I really enjoyed the last one. I gave it 4 or 4.5 stars. I liked the direction it went in. This is following 6 experienced deep sea divers who are locked inside a hyperbaric chamber. And then one of them is found dead in his bunk. So those are my 5 options for horror or thriller books, but these are all thriller books. And then the final prompt is to read a book in the dark. This could be at nighttime, it could be in the dark completely, and I'm leaving this one kind of open. I'm open to suggestions from anybody if for some reason you have a book that you think that I should read just in general. I'm also leaving this open so that I can read another book from everything I just showed you. I have a lot of really exciting options that I would be really happy to read, so I could go with any of those. And I'm also leaving this open in case something really exciting from Libby comes in, a new release, a hold I've been waiting for. So I'm leaving that one open. So these are all my options. I have a lot of really great books, I'm hoping, here. Lots and lots of things to pick from. I cannot wait to read some of these books for Winterween. I will have Gabby's announcement video linked in the description, as well as the Instagram, which has all of the prompts and the Instagram prompts as well. I'll have a vlog up for Winterween at the end of the readathon, so make sure you stick around for that. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope to see you very soon. Bye!